Welcome back. Surveys say the digital-first public experience Claire Martirana talked about is what most people are looking for when they interact with government. But agency customer experience efforts may have a generational dilemma. Joe Jeter is Senior Vice President for Federal Technology at Maximus. Joe, welcome. Thanks for joining me. You wrote recently, agencies are working, quote, across 5 generations and vastly different technology preferences and access. What are the issues that presents for agencies, and how are you seeing them address those issues successfully?
There's so many agencies, there's so many issues because agencies have to span so many generations, and the issues that they're finding are a number. One is that there's so many young people coming into the force. They're digital first. Okay, they're ready to go. They want to connect with the government digitally. Okay, they don't have a desire to talk. And then you have people that are seniors that are not digital or haven't been digital, and they're used to picking up the phone and having a call. Okay, so the various agencies now have to accommodate multiple infrastructures and support those multiple infrastructures to deal with this wide, vast array of people who want to interface with the government. But we do know that more and more people want to connect with the government digitally, but you can't leave anyone behind. So how that's done basically is starting once again with human-centered design. When you start from human-centered design, you're thinking about the outcomes. And when you think about the outcomes, you're starting to say, okay, how do I have the best experience on the phone? How do I have the best experience digitally? How do I have the best experience that's a hybrid? And when you think from that perspective, you're not thinking about what kinds of tech. You're thinking about what kinds of outcomes. And that's where I really like to focus, is to make sure we understand the journey that clients are on. We want to understand that experience from a journey perspective, and then you're saying, okay, what's the impact and outcome, and how do I measure that outcome? So if I understand the impact and outcome, I understand how to measure that outcome, I know how to build the tech associated with it.
And then it sounds like that gives an agency the opportunity, in collaboration with somebody like you, to say, okay, now that I know what I want to see at the end, I know I can have an idea then of what the pieces are that I need to put together to reach that outcome. Is that fair to say? That's
fair to say. And more and more, in fact, more recently, what I keep trying to think is to get excellent customer service is what every agency wants. They don't want an angry phone call. They don't want an upset citizen. They want to create an excellent customer service experience. So the goal is to really define what that experience is. And now we have new tools and new ways of doing it. Because of AI, we have technology that helps us more and more use the data to customize around an experience. Once again, to span those various generations, the data can inform me, how do I customize that experience, and how do I shape around the experience? So thinking of the customer first, thinking of the data that we see and how we can make that connection. We have AI now to help us make those tools and make those connections.
You've mentioned AI a couple of times. What do you see AI's role being in facilitating customer experience, particularly in a government setting?
Well, what I see AI doing to facilitate customer experiences is just like when I think about medicine now. There was a time that there was a one-size-fit-all medicine. Okay, we thought there was a time there's a one-size-fit-all contact center. Okay, well, now we know that if we understand through the data the personas of the people that we're connecting with, okay, we now know how to customize the scripts. We know how to make sure that where something was paper-based, we can make it digital. We know how to address people in a way that drives the customer experience to the positive. So all those things are enabled by an AI set of tools. We also know how to handle the variety that we have in a workforce now. We have a lot of remote workers, et cetera, things like that. We understand through AI how to make those leverages and to make the work easy. We talk a lot about something called total experience more and more, which is customer experience, employee experience, and the AI helps us bring that together into a holistic way.
We have less than a minute left, Joe. What are some of the other tools that you see? You wrote about cloud, you wrote about as-a-service models and others as important components of this too, it sounds like.
Yes. So the underlying infrastructure to enable AI, to enable the work that we're talking about, to create the personas and to create the customization around the customer is enabled by cloud. It's enabled by cybersecurity, good cybersecurity tools and foundations. So more and more, we're handling disparate sets of data that we're bringing into a cloud, and then using the AI tools and various tools and applications so that we can present a more efficient way to users, to a variety of users. So what you're going to find more and more, the cloud and the various tools associated with the cloud, but also cybersecurity, so that we're able to make sure we make the right identity, the right associations for the data, for the protection of our citizens as well. And because of that base, we're now able to leverage that into the modern tools, the AI tools, and then also the right kind of messages, whether it's to a contact center or whether it's to a digital experience.
Joe Jeter, it's great to talk to you. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Thank you.
You can read more about customer experience in the federal government on today's show page at fedgovtoday.com. Up next, a 6-step strategy for delivering tech to warfighters. Air Force CIO Venus Goodwine's here when FedGov Today with Francis Rose continues in a moment.